calculator, paper. Hello everyone, NewsReviewsAndMore here, and today I'm going to be describing the difference between calculator and paper and which one's better for your duel in different situations. First we're going to talk about the calculator and the pluses and the minuses of it. The first plus of a calculator is that it's super compact and super easy to carry. It's easy to get life points down really fast, and if you have to do a different math problem, it's very easy to do. If you need to do a very complex math problem, it's probably not the best idea to do on a piece of paper unless like you're a mathematician. Compared to a calculator, we can just type it in and get your answer right away. You can also play games on your calculator during rounds. It's just kind of fun if your calculator happens to have games on it. You can be very creative with this thing. You could also write documents on some of them and whatnot, so you can get some stuff done and some schoolwork if you want to or whatnot. And yeah, so those are the pluses of the calculator. The minuses, there are a lot more minuses than pluses. The first minus is that it could run out of battery. And if it ran out of battery, then you can't track life points. The second minus is if it happens to get stolen, lost, or broken. Those are all terrible things that could actually happen to a calculator. It's an electronic calculator, and it's not solar power. Well, you could have a solar power one, but same thing, it could break, it gets stolen and lost. And you don't want to lose a $100 calculator, or whatever, how much you paid for it. See, things are expensive, and especially if you have those calculator cases, oh my gosh, they cost more than the calculator themselves. They're like $200 for a calculator case that you can put your cards on the side, and Konami doesn't even let you use them anymore, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, so pretty much I find that that's a big minus. You can lose these, they can get stolen, and they're expensive. Another minus is that, I think they said they run out of battery. I think I said that already. Another minus is the fact that it could erase life points in the middle of a duel. So if you guys have 8,000, 8,000, and minus 2,000, 1,400, 1,550, and all that stuff, and your opponent's at like 2,250 and you're at 4,000, and your opponent's not keeping track of life points, but you are on this calculator, and this calculator happens to get accidentally turned off, or someone actually bumps into you, and you press a button and click erase all the stuff on the screen, therefore you can't keep track of life points anymore. And from there, you and your opponent start arguing, and your opponent could shark you because you don't have the exact life points, and you don't have them anymore on here, and he doesn't remember, and you remember, but he might be saying you're wrong. So say I had 6,000, 8,000 on here, and I'm at 8,000, your opponent's at 6,000. I accidentally click erase, or someone hits erase, or he asks to look at the calculator and erases something, and he doesn't have life, but I do. And oh, the life got erased, and he'll be like, oh yeah, you were at 6,000, I was at 8,000. I'll be like, no, I was at 8,000, you were at 6,000. And there is some bit of proof because you can go back to the graveyard and view and ask the judge and whatnot. But that's a lot of work. That's very complicated, and yeah. So that's the minuses and the pluses of a calculator. For the pad of paper, the minuses are going to be kind of funny, but the pluses are definitely a plus. First of all, you can't erase it, just like the well, you can erase it if you with an eraser, but it's really not as easy to do on a calculator. So, you write 8,000, 8,000, line down the middle, keep track of life points. And you don't even have to, no worry about erasing it, and you can use a pen too, so it doesn't even have to erase it, unless someone trolls you with whiteout and just whites out the whole thing. But pretty much, that's another plus of pad and paper, whatever you like to call it. Paper and pen. Pencil and paper, you get the point. So, that's a plus. Another plus is that you can just keep reusing it. You can use the front side, you use the back side, front side, back side, and you can use only one side on a calculator, you know? Well, you can be creative and do something on the back, but probably wouldn't be the best idea. Another plus of the pad and paper is that they have really cool pads of paper you can get. I know some of the vendors at most events, they have like ones with High Priestess on it, or Tour Guide, or Tour Bus, and they look really cool, and they're pretty cool to use. Another thing is that you always have track of life points. If your opponent has a Pot of Avarice, right, and you took damage from each of those monsters that they have, say you're playing against, I don't know, fairies, right, and they attack you for 500, then you know they had a Shine Ball in their graveyard because it says minus 500 on. You can use this pad of paper to your advantage. They could have it on, you could use that to the calculator too, but it's more complex because some calculators don't show all the subtraction and pluses that's gone through. So you have a history of what you've taken. So if they attacked you for 500 and you're playing against fairies, then you know they and they average their Shine Ball back to their deck or back to their hand with Birdman or whatever. Then you know they have a Shine Ball still to come. You could use the pad of paper to your knowledge, to your advantage, and let you know more about what your opponent's playing and what cards they have used, what cards they haven't used. if you need to. Like, it's very unlikely, but it's possible. Now, the downsides to this paper is that, oh, well, plus is that it's also like cheap, so you can just find another one anywhere. Compared to the calculator, you can just go and pull a paper from your backpack and happen to write down life points on it. And yeah, and you don't have to use batteries to charge it either. But you do have to use a pen, and that's one of the minuses, or a pencil. And I have a problem with losing pens, and I know a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players do too. Hey, do you have a pen I could borrow? Do you have a dice I could borrow? Do you have a pen I could borrow? It's kind of like that. So yeah, pens very useful, but you can't lose those, because if you do, then this is useless. That's a minus. Another minus about it is the environment. I guess you could say it's paper, trees, you know, kind of thing. Another minus is that those are it. I think that's all I have. So where you should use these. I like to use the pad and paper for regional YCS. I like to use the calculator for locals. The reason being is because at locals, it's not too big of a deal. Like, if you happen to mess up on life points, people are usually kind there because they see you a lot. They repetitively see you and whatnot. So they're pretty much going to agree with you on the life points, and they might have their own knowledge too. And the people around you all know what you guys are talking about, what went down, and how the life points are, and whatnot, if people are having to be watching. Now, on the pad and paper, it could be different. If I'm at a regional and I use the calculator, and the people, I don't know anyone around me, and we happen to mess up the life points, no one's going to say a thing, and they're going to try to shark me. But for the pad of paper at a regional, I have all the proof right here. Same thing on the YCS. So I feel that this guy at a locals is perfect. If you go to your locals a lot, you know everyone there, and they're cool with you and whatnot. But at a regional and YCS, paper is the way to go. Unless you lose your pen. So don't lose your pen, guys. Excuse me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys all have a great week, great day. NewsReviewsAndMore. See ya.